Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And my outfit looks a little weird because I just got done with the 10K subscriber stream, and I did dress up as everyone wanted to as a maid. So I have this wonderful maid outfit on just for you guys. That's for hitting 10K. I asked, and everyone said put on a maid outfit. So you know what? I did. I took the wig off though, because that thing was getting really itchy and really hot. So we had this little headband thing. But thank you for getting me to 10K. This is your reward, seeing me demean myself in a maid outfit. Hopefully you enjoy it. But we are here today to talk about the new characters. The new over here, the new Shuna dressed up as Milim and Treyni dressed up as Shion. So I think the thumbnail says it all. Again, as usual, it says no. But extra special no, because right now, this team is not good. Like, it's super gimmicky. So let's just go ahead and talk about the units as a whole. So first off, we have the new Shuna right here. She is wind, she's physical, she uses a fist. Tempest Elite, Ogre's Pride, Pretty Sparkle. Her AoE ult is 300% with a 15% physical resistance down debuff, so cool. Her first skill, guaranteed pierce and guaranteed pierce power for everybody for 3 turns. Pretty good skill. I mean, as long as you can pierce on a stage, it's very generic because it's not limited to anything. And then her second skill is the limited one. Changes all Tempest Elite characters' orbs into blues, which sounds really good. It's 35 points though, so it gets very expensive very quickly. Because 35, 55, 75, it goes up real fast. And there's no skill resetter on this team. Well, you could, but there's no dedicated one. And then she also gives blue orbs 25% extra attack. So this skill, very generic for Pierce teams. This skill, highly limited to only Tempest Elite. It changes all Tempest Elite orbs, which is cool, and sounds cool on paper, and there are a lot of Tempest Elite characters that you can pick from because it's one of the biggest categories in the game of varying value, though, for this specific team, right? Because it wants fire physical, and there's not a lot of fire physical units except Gobta, who wants crit damage, and you do not want to crit this beatdown battle. So her kit is kind of odd. She is definitely a support unit, obviously because she's wind, and the meta is supposed to be fire, so we're going to get a fire, probably Benimaru, because he was shown in the live stream. His art was there in the little like pop-up image. So we know we're getting a Benimaru dressed up as Soe, either next week or the week after, and he will probably be the fire DPS because it's Benny. And we just have to wait for that. Her Valor trait seals attack skills, which can be useful. Since a lot of people are running Dark Milim and there's a lot of attack units in there, that skill can come in handy to help save you some damage. Not as good as the magic seal, but it's something. And her actual trait, if you send 6 blues, she lowers all targets' defense by 3% up to 5. It's not a very good trait. Not a very good trait at all, so dupes definitely not necessary for her, especially as a support unit. So Shuna, she's okay. She's not great. She's not hot trash, though. She's hot, but she's not hot trash. And then we move on to the new Protector Treyni. And she is very gimmicky. Very, very gimmicky. So what she does is that she gives Tempest Elite allies extra damage against Earth. Hence, we need a fire unit to do damage. Physical characters get attack and defense plus 20%. And then for turn 2, 3, and 4, you get 30 skill points. And 5. You get 30 free skill points, just like New Year's Blessing Shion, which is really good on Shion's team, because Shion is making her own orbs and giving people crit and synergy, the 2 things you don't want to use on this team. And that's very powerful for Valor Cup. Not so much with this team, because her skills causes all souls in hand to generate fire-seeking souls. So I will put up a very quick gameplay image of what that looks like as an explanation so I can talk over it. But what it means is that if you have Treyni's skill active, every time you send an orb, any kind of orb, it will have a follow-up orb that does either half the damage if it's a normal orb, or 20% of the damage if it was an alt that was sent before it. and it has all the properties of that orb originally. So if it was critting, it crits. If it pierces, it pierces. If it's an alt single target, you have a single target 20% follow-up orb. It's the same thing that the Goddess of Destiny Mirren did, but for light orbs. So if you're familiar with Mirren's Goddess of Destiny Bride team, it's essentially going to run the same way as far as the follow-up attacks. On top of that, she's also giving the character with the highest attack 100% alt gauge. And this can go one of two ways. Either it can buff the character that you need it to, because you've planned ahead for it, or you could not pay attention and realize that your support unit has a higher attack stat than your actual nuker because you have more dupes in your support, and the 100% alt gauge goes to your support unit instead of your nuker. So things can go wrong if you're not paying attention to who's got what going on. And that hurts her a little bit. And then on top of that, she gives Soul of Divine Protection skill point increase by 70%. So that's also... okay, so just straight up blue skill point increase by 70%. I think there was a mistranslation on the global version again. So it used to be Tempest Elite would only get 70%, but it's everybody, so that's good. Okay, so follow-up orbs, we don't really use Bride Mirren for much. I use her for Tower, and I use her to do Tempest Harvests. That's it. I don't use her for Jubilee normals. I don't use her for beatdown battles all that often, because it's just an old team and it's very wonky. I think the same is going to happen with this Treyni, where it's going to be really good for this month, but apart from this month, you're really not going to use it, because it's not built to do big-time nuking damage in one turn. It's meant to do okay damage in one turn, and then have a whole bunch of follow-up orbs to kind of make up for it. But, you know, Jubilee, normal stages, you need to do a 1 nuke, and you need to do 1.4 million damage straight off the bat. It's not what this team is going to do for you. And especially right now, because if we look at Tempest Elite and filter this down, the number of units that are fire physical is a little bit sad, okay? We have fire physical Gobta. And fire physical Gobta, right? Yeah, that's not great. We have Fire Magic Benny, we have Fire Magic free-to-play Shuna. Fire units, not that great. We have Idle Shuna, who's also magic. She's got synergy, which you don't want to use on this team, because they have synergy, they nerf your synergy power. So there's a lot of units, but not really anybody that you would call a nuking character. So right now, I personally am struggling to clear like Inferno 1 and 2 with Treyni and Shuna, because the team it can't hack it. It doesn't have the damage to do anything. Shuna's not doing too much, and the beatdown battle seals 80-point skills on turn 4, so it's really hard to bring a number of units that can really give you those big damage buffs. So already, like, the fact that we can't even beat their Inferno beatdown battle with these two units is like, it's not a feather in their cap. I think it's pretty bad. I don't think Treyni's going to have a lot of use outside of this month in the future, so like people who summoned a lot for Overlord and either got lucky or got shafted, were happy or not happy with the collab, you know, inconsequential right now. You're not going to have crystals for this meta, and you should be saving for the 2.5 anniversary at the end of April. That's what people should be aiming for. This meta is a giveaway. Don't summon on this meta at all, unless you really, really like the characters' outfits and you're a collector or you're a creator like me. That should be really the only reason you should be wasting your crystals on this, because I don't foresee Shuna having too much value when one of her skills is locked to a team full of these kinds of units, which, you know, there's only 3 EX characters right now. And one of them is meh, one of them is an okay support, and then one of them is synergy, which you're not supposed to use in this meta. And she's green focused, and this Shuna is making blues. So it doesn't really make too much sense to run them together. I don't see this team carrying over very well into the future. Unlike, you know, the new Protector Rimuru from the Overlord collab. He can run pretty much any team that's green focused. And that's a lot of units. That's a lot of teams that he can run. I don't think this new Treyni will have much value in Valor Cup versus like New Year's Blessing Xion, or even the old Treyni. I think is better than this Treyni. So there are serious limitations that this team has right now and what I foresee happening in the future. So I think the best bet is that if you like the characters but you're on the fence and you have patience, you can wait until the entire meta is out and then kind of take a step back, view the big picture and be like, I want this or I don't want this. For people that are just like, do I need to summon? Are they good? No. Do not summon at all. Save your crystals, use whatever blue team you possibly can, and just try and clear the lower stages. You're not missing that much from not clearing Inferno. And honestly, we're just going to treat the month of March as a giveaway. Take what you can get, do the things that you can. Don't feel too bad about missing everything else because you don't have the power. This team doesn't even have the power right now to clear it. Straight up. So you are not losing out on all that much at the end of the day. And that's about it. I'm not super impressed with the Treyni. I'm not super impressed with this new Shuna. My tune may change in 2 weeks when we get the two other battle characters, Benimaru and some mystery character, I don't know. And the team may, end up coming together to be a little bit more cohesive. But right now, it ain't worth it. They're not cutting it. I'm trying to clear Infernos with different teams. The Vengeance team can do it. The Konosuba team, if you have access, might be able to do it if you make a few changes here and there. You're going to have to run with some other team comps. But that's my advice to you. Do not summon at all unless you are a super huge Shuna or Treyni simp. I totally understand. Treyni looks really good in that outfit. Shuna in the Milim outfit looks fun. But if you're asking advice, the advice is no. Save your crystals. Do your Koban multis. Do your free multis you get from farming the event that everybody will have access to. Not the beatdown battle, but this event bazaar. There are 2 free multis in here. Do what you can, and then just get out. Either take your W or take your L and leave. But that's my advice to you. If you did happen to summon because you really like these characters, how did your summons go? What did you pull? Did you have to go to pity like me? Let me know, but that's it for me, guys. Take it easy. Thank you for the 10K. I hope you enjoyed the little maid outfit I have for you. But I'll see you all later.